Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime Recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the film from 2018, Living Space. Without any further, let's get started. A woman flees the house and heads for a distant, stopped car. She reaches the trunk of the car and begins to knock, but her mouth is shut. Flashback to the days following the incident. At the hostel, there are people lounging and eating snacks. The couple gets out of the hostel and steps inside the car. Brad and Ashley, a college couple, are taking a vacation to Germany. As Ashley struggles with her backpack, Brad angrily gets into the car. After observing her struggles, a young man offers to assist Ashley. Ashley smiles as she says no, and the young man learns that she is American by recognizing her accent. When he asked where they are going, Ashley responds that the woman at the counter suggested the couple visit the Neuschwanstein castle. The young man informs her that it may take them days to go to the castle because it is distant from where they are now. When Ashley says farewell to the young man, gets into the car, and drives away, the young man gives the car a slight grin. Brad and Ashley are headed to the castle. At night, Brad struggles with the map and they are stranded in the countryside in the middle of nowhere. In an attempt to discover a path, Brad simultaneously glances at the road and the map. When she notices that Brad has strayed from the path, Ashley rolls her eyes at her boyfriend, but Brad keeps finding the correct one. When Ashley doesn't hear back from Brad, she becomes irritated and cynically believes that it's wonderful to be ignored. After abruptly stopping the vehicle, Brad takes off his seat belt and faces Ashley, and Brad believes that Ashley made him appear foolish in front of everyone before. Brad was furious with Ashley because she was having too much fun at the party last night with other people. Ashley doesn't say anything more, and as Brad starts to speak, there's a thump coming from the back of the car. Brad is shocked and asks Ashley whether she heard the thump, but Ashley doesn't understand. Brad exits the car, despite Ashley's pleadings for him not to, turns on his flashlight, and scans the area. He looks around and sees nothing unusual, but just when he thinks everything is fine, he notices a pair of legs on the ground behind the car. Too afraid to move forward, he inhales deeply and approaches it. After surveying the area, Brad comes back. He quickly tries to start the car inside. When Ashley asks him why he is acting strangely and mumbles, he tells her that he heard a thump and then noticed a girl's legs beneath their car.
I saw a girl and she's dead.
After a little period of silence, Ashley gets out of the car, but Brad stops her before she can go. Ashley looks at Brad's phone to see if there is any way she can obtain help, but she is unhappy to learn that there is no network access in the area they are in. Ashley believes it's a good idea to drive to a location where they can connect with others and get help back to this area. Brad breaks out of his daze and attempts to start the car, but it fails. Brad believes the battery died, but Ashley responds that since the car's lights are on, the battery cannot be the cause. Brad inhales deeply as he examines the woman's legs, while Ashley surveys her surroundings. As the radio abruptly begins to play, Brad tries to turn it off, and Ashley receives a brief summary of what will happen to them later. Brad saw a house nearby and he wanted to ask for help, but Ashley begs Brad to leave the area as quickly as possible. Because Brad is annoyed, he doesn't pay attention to her. While walking towards the house, they saw a car pass them. The couple crosses a bridge to go to the Light's house. From the outside, the house appears normal, with the exception of the swing swinging by itself. As Brad rushes to find the entrance, Ashley quietly follows back. After calling for the owners of the house with a knock, Brad discovers that the door is open after knocking twice. Brad walks in and begins calling for help while telling everything that has happened to them thus far. The moment Brad enters the house, the torch goes out. When Ashley enters the house, the door automatically closes. Brad approaches her and begins to comfort her. Ashley keeps telling Brad that she wants to go, but Brad believes that she is just afraid of the ancient house. After taking Ashley's hand and entering the house, Brad tries to turn on the lights but discovers that there is no electricity. Every time they go, the floor creaks. Brad examines the pictures that are displayed throughout the home. One of them shows a knife covered in blood. He picks it up and examines it, confused. When Ashley puts the old phone to his ear, she can hear whispers coming from the other side. When the person screaming is on the other side, Ashley puts down the phone and backs off. The picture frame on the wall behind her falls because she turns away from the phone. As Ashley is complaining, the couple hears someone on the other side of the room, and Brad calls them out and follows the person speaking. A strange woman who appears to be a maid picks it up. The gramophone is playing music. When Brad enters the room and discovers a burned corpse, the gramophone's melody stops. As he backs off and goes into another room to catch his breath, Ashley asks Brad why he suddenly appears so disturbed. Brad ignores Ashley and tries to go into other parts of the house. Every other room is locked, with the exception of the one where Brad saw the body. Brad yells in frustration, and Ashley, who is unaware of the cause of his actions, hears a girl laughing as Brad swears and smashes objects. After giving him a hug and offering consolation, Ashley asks Brad why he has suddenly changed his behavior. He informs her that he just discovered a dead body in the room and that it is the body of a German army military officer. The deceased girl from earlier had a Nazi carving on her back. After sharing what he observed, he felt a hand on his shoulder. As the lights begin to flicker and they hear laughter, the couple stands up and looks around the room where they hear voices. Additionally, they hear noises coming from upstairs. Brad and Ashley rush to it, with Brad leading the way. While they are holding hands, Brad searches for the source of the voices. Then Ashley senses a presence behind her. The presence whispers something in her ears, and Ashley stops breathing. When she tells Brad that she senses something behind her, Brad turns around instantly and finds nobody there. They exhale in relief. As the door creaks, Brad approaches it, despite Ashley's warnings. Brad locates an old lantern inside the room and lights it with matchsticks he finds in the corner. As Ashley enters and closes the door, they hug and Brad assures her that everything will be alright and that they just need to stay in the house overnight before calling for help the next day. Ashley eventually awakens to the sound of voices and searches for Brad, only to discover that he is nowhere to be found. As she panics and begins to call for him, Ashley hears sounds coming from the closet. When she opens the door, she discovers it is dark. As she tries to turn on the torch, she shakes with it. Upon doing so, Ashley encounters the ghosts of two little girls who beg her to keep silent. As Ashley flees and tries to turn the doorknob off, it does not open, and she hears whispers coming from one of the corridor's rooms. As she approaches a room, a ghostly woman appears behind Ashley in the mirror's reflection. Unbeknownst to Ashley, when she steps in front of the mirror, the woman's spirit instantly vanishes. As the door to a corner opens, Ashley is led out of the house. That morning, Ashley calls Brad outside, as she walks the same path they took to get there. Ashley returned to the house and takes a seat on the stairs. She eventually hears noises coming from the corner, which is a secret room. Ashley follows the path and discovers a body on the ground with a mask on his face. When she takes off the mask, she sees Brad's face. They both begin to cry. Ashley sees Brad lying in the room with his bones fractured and his torso and limbs twisted like a Nazi symbol. Brad's body is near to the dagger he discovered at the beginning. Brad begs her to kill him. Ashley, who is unable to witness her boyfriend in agony, obeys Brad's command while crying. She grabs the same dagger and stabs Brad with it. After Brad's passing, Ashley laments her loss and wanders the house in a state of confusion. She leaves the house to seek help by walking down the street. After a few hours of walking, Ashley was shocked to see the house again. All this time, he has apparently been just wandering around the place. When she returns to the hidden room, she fails to find Brad's body. She goes inside the house and confronts the ghost of a German soldier she recently has attacked. After the ghost threatens him, he walks in the room where he sees a video playing and a female ghost has written the word album in blood on the wall. In the room, Ashley discovers an album and flips through the photos. Ashley finds out that his wife was killed by a Nazi soldier who suspects her of having an affair. He also questions whether he is really the father of their children. After killing his family, he kills himself, and she discovers the dead bodies of every victim there as well. As she leaves, the ghost of the German soldier corners her once more. This time he calls her names and simultaneously stitches her mouth shut. Ashley is petrified. When the ghost disappears, she dashes outside and discovers a car nearby. She runs into it. The body that Brad had initially discovered was Ashley's. Similar to the first loop, the second one starts. Brad advises her that they should get to the lighthouse so they can call for help. Ashley is not persuaded by the idea this time either. She sees the scene as previously. Brad persuades Ashley to go in, and everything is the same. Ashley notices two little girls loitering close to the swings, and Brad is instantly eliminated as soon as he enters. On his back, a sizable Nazi symbol is carved. In the third loop, Ashley discovers that the cycle continues to repeat. This time, Ashley stops the car that passes by them. In the third loop, Brad is killed right away. The driver is a housekeeper. The housekeeper had seen the Nazi murder his whole family. Ashley is shocked when she discovers that the loop keeps repeating and that she has no escape route. On a bright day, another couple is preparing to visit the same castle. The young man who first met Brad and Ashley also gets to know the new couple before they depart. As he watches them drive off, he smiles at them exactly like the last time. Thanks for watching, and remember to turn on your notifications to watch more movie recaps like this one.